Okay, I want to start this episode out with a small story. So last year, I'm interested in buying some meal preps because I don't like to cook. That was back then. Now I love cooking. Me and my girlfriend are in a routine. We cook all the time. We make all of our own food. It's really awesome. But last year, I was into meal preps. Really got into it. So moved to Augusta, immediately look up a meal prep service, try to order some meals. Make the order, go to pick them up, and the guy who is supposed to make them isn't there. The place isn't open. I can't get a hold of him through the website. The directions for the place to go pick them up are wrong. Nothing really works. Not really a great start. And I'm in the middle of reading this book called Getting to Yes, which is a book that's recommended for Harvard business students when they first start out. I don't know at what point they read it. The reason that I know this is because I listened to a podcast where the CEO from Dropbox was giving out some books that he really was interested in and stuff that he read. He graduated from MIT and he had like this whole thing about reading business books because he didn't have a business degree. So I'm in the middle of reading this book, meal prep situation, going pretty bad, not really working. I call to basically complain to this person to say, hey, you know what? I just want my money back and this really isn't working. As I'm reading this book, they talk about negotiation and making a meaningful negotiation, something where both parties benefit from it mutually. So it's a mutual exchange. You win, they win, it's a win-win situation. And the way that you do it is by having a nice dialogue where you're not like aggressively trying to bargain someone down. You're trying to find out what's in the pot. I mean, maybe it's money, maybe it's getting free meal preps, maybe it's getting free personal training. So for me, it actually worked out that I contacted this person and said, hey, you know what? Your site isn't really great. I'm interested in developing my skills as a web developer. I'd really love to help you. Do you think it's possible that, maybe somehow I could work on your website and in exchange I get a discount on your meal preps, something like that? I didn't get a discount on meal preps, but I did get basically an entire year of personal training for free, and I learned how to develop a really awesome website. So I worked with this owner of this business to develop his website and had a lot of fun. I got to do personal training, so both of us won in that situation. And I want to point out something that's really important. I had the confidence to ask that question. That's basically the stopping point for most good negotiations, is when you get to the point where you're like, I really want to ask this question, but I feel like this person's going to get annoyed if I do it. And they probably will if you do it in the wrong way. The way that you have to approach a situation is how you want to be treated, not what you want, because what you want is not what they want. And the way that you get what both of you want is by asking questions. So ask the other person questions like, what do we have to do to make this work? What are some things that you would like that I can offer you in exchange for the things that I want from you? Rather than just take, because what happens is that creates animosity, that creates tension. People don't really like that. And besides, you leave a bunch of stuff on the table that you haven't even explored. Like, there's so many instances of negotiations going wrong because people just didn't know what the circumstances were. So explore everything like it's a hidden mansion and there's tons of treasure everywhere, because when you're making a deal with someone, there's actually a lot on the table. You don't even know what that person can offer you. Maybe they have like a job, or maybe they have like a farm, or maybe they have like a bunch of supplies that you need for something. So if you explore all options, it's like the O'Hare story where the boyfriend buys the comb for the girl with the long hair and the girl with the long hair buys the thing for the watch, but he sold the watch to get the brush. It's a really interesting story, but basically this couple is trying to compensate for each other, and he gets this thing for her hair and she gets this thing for his watch, but they sold both of them, and so in the end both of the gifts are completely worthless because they didn't communicate. And I think that's the key. So making a meaningful negotiation means you're actually talking out all the options. You're really working towards a goal that's going to work for both of you. Well, I hope that you like this story because I use it all the time. I think that book is wonderful. It's really well written. There's also a sequel to it called Getting Past No or something like that. But I just read Getting to Yes, and I think it's a really wonderful book. And I think that anyone, anytime, can always benefit from a negotiation. Life's a negotiation. Everything's a negotiation. It's a great way to develop your ability to have a conversation with someone that is going to lead to a meaningful solution to a problem. All right, thank you for listening and thank you for watching.